Oh, welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 293, Willow Creek. My name is Eric.
And I am Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Well, hello.
How's it going?
It's pretty good.
It's been a couple weeks.
It has been literally 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. What happened last week? Was it snow? I don't remember.
I don't remember what happened last week.
Huh.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was snow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't sunshine. It's not like we canceled because it was sunny out.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it's probably...
Inclement weather of
Yes.
some sort.
Yeah.
And who knows, depending on what type of person you are, maybe sunny is inclement weather.
I actually do prefer 30 over 90 as far as degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta agree.
Yeah.
Because you can always get warmer.
Yeah.
Can't get cooler.
I know.
It's very difficult to get cooler.
And you're outside and like everybody's sweating all over each other.
Right.
And like, everything just is loud. And like in this winter, everything's so quiet and chill. And like the loud people go inside and stay because they get freaked out. They're like, oh no, it's cold. And I'm like,
that's what happens.
Yeah. And I love it. I love it. The fall and the winter. I love it.
Yeah. I could do without the snow and the ice, but I do enjoy the cooler temperatures and the natural grayness of Ohio that overtakes us all.
See, yeah, I'm fine with the snow, and I'm even a person that wears Chuck Taylor Converse most of the time. I didn't today,
Right.
because the snow is pretty deep. But yeah, I think snow's fine. It's just ice. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of either of
You
them.
can hurt yourself on the ice. Well, you drive considerably further to work than I do.
That's true. Although yesterday I had a snow day.
Oh, nice.
So, as the listener might recall, I have a second job on the weekends and at the Air Force Museum. And Air Force Museum will occasionally close due to snow.
Mm-hmm.
And gotta say, it was kind of awesome.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were a kid?
I did.
It was snow day.
I felt so giddy.
Did you watch cartoons and eat potato chips?
Not really. I did pretty much just fuck around all day.
Right. Well, that's what you do on a snow day.
Because I got up yesterday at like 7 in the morning. I just happened to wake up, and I just went out to the living room, turned on the TV, and just was watching not school closings, but the closings that were scrolling across the screen, and then I saw a National Museum of the United States Air Force, and I said to myself, yeah! And turned off the TV, went back to bed. I texted my girlfriend, who was just getting home from work, and said, hey, hope you made it home safely. I have a snow day. And she works third shift now, so she gets home at like 6 in the morning and goes to sleep. And I was like, you know what? For my snow day, even though I'm not with you, I'm going to sleep in as long as I possibly can to be with you in spirit.
Aw, that's sweet.
And also because I love sleeping in.
Yeah.
And I don't get to do it.
Right.
Ever.
I know, you never do.
No. Yeah. Even on the weekends, I still have to get up at like 9 at least.
Right.
But and then like a second later, my manager texted me saying, we have a snow day, don't come into work. Text me back, let me know you got this.
Well, that's considerate.
Yeah. And so I texted her back, it's like, I already saw it on the news. And then I passed out for like 5 more hours.
That's awesome. Didn't make any snowballs and throw them around?
Nope. Like later in the afternoon, I went out because I did not have any food in the house and I was hungry. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll run out and get something real quick. Grocery store or whatever, And, and the grocery store is right across the street from my house, but the snow was so thick in the parking lot that I actually could not even walk.
All right.
So I would have had to drive. And I shoveled my sidewalk so that I could get a path to my car. And I figured, that would just help in the long run anyway.
Right.
I shoveled a path, and I turned around, and it looked as if I had done nothing.
Right, because it was still snowing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was going to clean my car off and everything. And I just decided, you know what, fuck it. And so I shoveled a path back to my door. And I went inside, and I ordered delivery. So make some poor asshole come out and bring me food like the king I am.
I'm sure you tipped him accordingly.
I did. Because I ordered quite a bit of food, so I'd have some, later for the day, and leftovers and whatnot. And I think it was like $23, and I gave him $30 and told him to keep the change.
Nice. That's cool.
Because that poor asshole was out driving around delivering other assholes' food.
Right.
And I figured, hey, maybe I can at least be the one guy that. He was like, you know what? That guy was okay.
Yeah. Hey, at least they gave me a nice tip.
Right. And then I just sat around watching TV all day and then drew all day.
Wow. It was a vacation day.
Yeah. At one point I was drawing and I had the TV on and I was just flipping through channels at one point. Then I just stopped and started drawing. And then, 45 minutes later, I just realized that I had been listening to the soccer commentary.
That's weird. Yeah. You're not a soccer guy.
No. I'm not any kind of a sport guy.
Right.
But especially not soccer. Because it is the most boring sport in the history of sports.
Even over golf?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of running around in soccer, but nothing is happening.
Right.
They're just passing the ball back and forth and missing goals.
See, I like golf if I feel like an afternoon nap. I'll throw it on and
Sure.
8 minutes later I'm out.
I mean, golf is very calming.
Yeah.
See,
It's soothing.
that's the thing. Golf is very calming, so I don't consider that boring.
Right.
Soccer I just consider boring.
Yeah.
Because it goes on for 90 minutes and it is just a bunch of guys chasing the ball and not doing anything.
Aren't you half Hispanic?
Huh?
Aren't you half Hispanic?
Yes.
So then you should naturally be inclined to enjoy.
Can't do it.
No.
When I worked at the TV station, we would occasionally have to run a soccer game. And the way it, where we would run football games.
Mm-hmm. It's football? Huh? With a U?
No, with two O's.
Oh, okay.
The correct way.
Right.
We would run regular football games.
Right.
And, I don't want to say that maybe National Football League games are maybe even staged or planned out in advance.
Certainly not.
But they certainly do follow a format that is easy to pretty much predict when, commercials and stuff will air. And then, you can pretty much just let it do its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer is not set up that way, and so I had to be tied to the board for the entire game, and the game ended with no score. I remember that much.
Right.
And it was just what the fuck did I just say here?
And they don't overtime it or anything.
Nope.
They just
Yep,
say well, it's a wash.
Yep.
Huh.
So soccer is the worst. But I will say this. Soccer announcers, especially if they're British, which they were yesterday, very calming to listen to.
Yeah.
To the point where for 45 minutes I had no idea what was happening. All I knew was that I felt okay.
Yeah.
And I was just drawing and listening to guys talk in very dulcet tones.
Right. So it doesn't sound too terrible. And I actually could listen to people talk in a British accent all day long. It's really nice. I like it. I kind of wish I was British.
Yeah. I'm sure, though, if you were British or if I were British, we'd probably just be the horrible, Cockney,
oh yeah,
rhyming slang, dirt British.
We should just start, I'm not in Cockney, but we should start rhyming, all the time, all of our actual dialogue.
No.
Can we, maybe do one special episode where we pre-write it all and it's...
Yep.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You and Joe can if you want.
Okay.
I'll arrange for that.
That'd be
As
awesome.
long as I don't have to actually sit.
We wouldn't sing it. We wouldn't sing
No,
it.
I understand.
Yeah.
No, that's just obnoxious.
Okay. Just like Etrigan from the DC Comics.
Yep. One of the most obnoxiously written characters.
It is. It's really hard to read. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just watched a whole bunch of TV and drew a bunch yesterday, and it was pretty glorious.
That sounds pretty great. Actually.
Yeah. It was a very nice vacation day.
I just worked.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It was kind of slow.
So some magic customers still come out in throngs during 8 inches of snow.
Yeah, and thongs. Is that what you said?
Throngs.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Because I don't want to see a magic customer in a thong.
You mean flip flops?
I have seen magic customers in flip flops this week. Even shorts and flip flops.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of dudes today at the Air Force Museum in shorts, and one kid that I'm sure may have been a flasher.
Oh.
He was wearing a trench coat and
Shorts?
Maybe shorts. Possibly.
Not pants.
Definitely not pants.
Huh.
Yeah. Definitely some bare legs hanging down under those that trench coat.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Pretty hot stuff. It's a spicy day at the Air Force Museum.
So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Air Force,
yes,
we watched Willow Creek.
Yep.
I was trying to think of a segue in that. It wasn't
coming there.
No. This movie was not about flight at all.
Not at all. Well, a little bit about flight.
Oh.
If you were in a terrible situation, you would have a fight or flight reaction.
Oh, well, yes, true.
That was happening
like if you were accosted by a Bigfoot,
you might fight
Sasquatch.
or you might flight.
What would you do?
I would flight.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Probably die immediately.
Yeah.
That is if Bigfoot is real. And if he is, pacified or not.
Oh? Yeah.
Maybe he's a friendly animal. We don't really know.
We don't. And I was thinking about this. We should have totally had Matt Brassfield on this episode.
I thought about that too.
I don't know what we were thinking.
Yeah, it was dumb and short-sighted of both of us.
He's a big Bigfoot fan.
There is no one else that we know who would have just regaled us with Bigfoot lore.
Oh, yeah.
And stories about him and other Sasquatchy type activities.
Sasquatchy activities.
To the point where we probably wouldn't have even had to talk at all today.
No. I know. Brassfield.
He was probably doing something, though.
Actually, I thought about this yesterday. I was going to ask you about inviting him, but I realized every Sunday he does the Alpha Rhythms at YSO with Juliet from Holt. So I'm sure he was out there while we were recording this. So
I'm sure maybe if we would have said, "Hey, it's going to be about Bigfoot," then he probably would have just canceled all his previous activities.
That could have been the case.
Because I think the only other obsession that he has is maybe werewolves.
Yeah, werewolves and Bigfoot.
Yep.
And he knows werewolves aren't real.
Right.
But he believes in Bigfoot.
Yes, he does.
I used to live with him, and I swear this was like 2008. This was on the news like
about 5 years ago.
Yeah, about 5 years ago. No, it's 7 years ago. But it was on the news in the Dayton local channel. These guys found what they claimed to be Bigfoot.
I remember this.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
And he was gripped. I mean, he was like laughing. I mean, he wasn't like, "Oh my God, it's real." He was like just laughing, and he was so happy. It was like
just the possibility.
Right, yeah. And I mean, I think in his heart of hearts, he knew it wasn't real, but he was just so excited to see it on the news.
Right.
And of course, it came out that they faked, this body that supposedly they had, and they weren't releasing it until they got money for it. And they had photos of it on their boat or whatever.
Right. It was just a costume.
It was just, a costume. But it was on the news, 3 nights in a row. It was cool.
Yeah.
Should have had Brassfield on.
We should have.
He's here with us in spirit.
Yeah, I think so. So what do you think? What do you think Brassfield would have thought about this movie?
I think Brassfield. Man, that's a tough one. I don't think he would have liked it.
Right.
I don't think he would have.
Well, what do you think I felt about it?
I don't think you like it.
I kind of have I'm going to guess that maybe you didn't like it either.
I was disappointed.
Huh.
I still enjoyed it. I did. Like,
I didn't hate it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think disappointed
Yeah.
is probably the best way to describe my feelings about this
Yeah.
movie.
It could have been so much better.
Yeah. I think the first major flaw of the movie, and I will say this pretty much about any movie that isn't the Blair Witch Project, stop with the found footage.
Yeah, it's a found footage movie.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just knew it was a Bigfoot movie. I may have at one time known that when I read about it like a year ago, but
Right.
by this point I'd forgotten. And yeah, I was like, oh, it's found footage.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it just went on being found footage for a while.
The rest of the movie.
Yeah, the entire
The
thing.
entire rest
Yeah.
of the movie. The next hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's all found footage. Yeah, I think, what was it, that superhero movie?
Spider-Man.
No, the one that we watched for the show.
Um,
The guys
oh.
doing Fantastic Four now.
Yeah.
Chronicle.
Yeah, wow.
I think I said it then. Just make a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be found
It
footage.
does not. Like, I get the idea behind it, but it is pretty much always just going to be compared to.
Blair Witch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on Chronicle, I think maybe it worked better because it was a different kind of take on
Sure.
superheroes.
Yeah. I mean, it will definitely work better than Willow Creek did.
But yeah, this is like a found footage movie, a horror movie about someone being scared in the woods.
Right,
It's just
and
like,
they get
oh.
lost in the woods,
right.
and something is chasing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing it does have over the Blair Witch, though, is a 30-minute scene of people in a tent.
I was kind of impressed with.
It was actually kind of the best scene in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like one take, one shot of two people in a tent, and you're like, wow, that sounds terrible. But yeah, it was impressively done.
Because they built. That was pretty much where most of the horror of this movie came in.
Right. A lot of tension.
A lot of tension, a lot of anxiety. As this couple is in the woods, and Bigfoot maybe is out there doing stuff.
Maybe. Right.
Right.
Knocking around and singing. Sounded like he was singing in the shower.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we didn't really say. I mean, obviously it's a Bigfoot movie, but it's basically about this couple and the fella. I don't remember his name. Jim has been like kind of a Brassfield since he's 8.
Brassfield.
As he said, since he was
just a better looking, douchier Brassfield.
right.
Yeah.
I would take uglier, less douchier Brassfield any day of the week.
Absolutely.
But this
I
guy
would have probably loved this movie a little bit more if it would have just been Brassfield.
and Juliet,
Yeah.
that would have been perfect.
Oh my god!
We should remake that.
We should. And then maybe at the end we'll actually show Bigfoot.
What? Spoiler. You mean like a payoff?
Yeah.
Like
Something satisfactory happening
Huh.
at the ending. Yeah.
interesting.
Uh-huh.
Interesting that you would pick that angle to go for in your movie. As opposed to the direction that this one did.
Yeah.
It is cool though because like the guy is like, since he's 8 years old, he's been fascinated with Bigfoot. He loves it, and this is like, he asks his girlfriend for his birthday to go out to, Willow Creek where, that like famous 3-second shaky film that everyone's seen was filmed in the
Right.
40s, 50s?
60s.
60s.
67.
I would eventually get there.
Yeah. No, you should have remembered that because, all of the songs that they kept singing, mentioning the...
Right. Okay, and I think that was my favorite part about this movie was the people that were actually real. Like, I thought that they were real, and at the end it said as himself or herself.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been fucking brilliant if Bobcat would have made this movie where he filmed all these people and said, hey, we're like, they thought that they were in a documentary about these two people who want to find Bigfoot, and
Right.
then like everyone other than the main two actors are not in on it.
Right.
And then obviously something crazy would happen, like Bigfoot would come out or whatever, and they would have all this like really nice this background of really real people.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
Nope. I think it would have been. They should have made it a mockumentary instead of just found footage. Like, actually,
that would have been great.
Presented it as the actual mockumentary that this guy was producing, and just like at the end, well, this is, the actual footage of what happened to them at the end,
Yeah.
And because, I mean, I've seen a couple of movies, and this movie is not super original.
No.
Like, at all. Like, it pretty much, I mean, Blair Witch is obviously the first thing that is going to come to mind when you watch it, but it is also, so many other mockumentaries and found footage movies that it will just, it has every cliche that you want in it.
Yeah. Other than nudity.
Huh?
Other than nudity.
There was some.
Was it? Oh, yeah, that's right. There was some nudity.
At the very end,
yeah.
some weird nudity happened.
Yeah.
And man butt.
Yeah. Well, I don't consider male nudity. I consider that unfortunate circumstance. I'm not comfortable with the naked male. That's why I'm always. I'm a never nude. No. I think gay people are awesome. I just don't want to see naked men.
That's kind of homophobic.
No,
because I think that means you're afraid that you're going to become gay if you see a naked man.
No, I'm a never dude. I like to shower in my pantalones. No, I'm fine with male nudity, actually. In fact, I draw it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot, actually, quite a bit. What were we saying? Oh, no, a mockumentary would have been better.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
Because, I mean, he does interview actual people from this town and area, and even some people who claim to have had Bigfoot sightings.
Right.
And I kind of do wonder, like, if, they got that footage by maybe not telling them what they were actually doing.
Right, yeah, I wonder, because they seemed very real. It wasn't like, oh, we're acting.
Right.
Like because you could tell the old fella that talked about his dog being killed, you could tell he was an actor.
Yep.
After you watched the other two, because they were so real.
Yep. And he was not.
Yeah, it was like very theatrical. And,
Yep.
Yeah, I think they should have chose one way or the other. My choice would have been all real people.
Yeah, I agree. And I guess it should also be, I don't think we've actually mentioned it yet, but this is a Bobcat Goldthwait movie.
Yeah. And we've seen all of his movies. We reviewed
a few of them.
Yeah.
World's Greatest Dad and
American,
God Bless America.
Yeah, God Bless America.
And they're great.
Oh, they're awesome.
Absolutely great.
Hilarious.
There's some funny moments in this one, too.
Yeah, there's a couple laughs.
But it's pretty much just set up to be a horror movie. And hey, I'm all about,
stretching your wings.
Sure.
Yeah, try it out.
Trying out something else, seeing what you can do.
Paul Newman's dressing, fucking great.
Right.
Who would have thought?
Right. Great actor, great dressing.
Yeah.
Some good popcorn there, too.
Oh, does he do popcorn?
He does popcorn, too.
I might have to partake of that later.
And now he's dead.
Aw.
Yeah.
So who makes the dressing?
Paul Newman Jr.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, I mean, he's so funny. And I saw this trailer a long time ago, and I was like, well, that looks so serious. I bet it's going to be a secret comedy.
Right.
Like, that was in my brain that there was going to be some twists, and, like, it was maybe misleading as far as the trailer.
Right.
But that didn't happen.
No. I don't know if I ever saw the trailer, and if I did, it's been way too long. But yeah, I knew it was just going to be mostly a straight horror movie.
Yeah.
And I knew it was found footage. It still doesn't stop the disappointment.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? They can't all be Goldthwait.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was amazing. I'm just amazed that I didn't make that joke first. Yeah, I mean, I was entertained,
Yeah.
but I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much for me, the disappointment comes at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, there's,
You
there's no payoff.
You just never see the Bigfoot.
Yep. You know what? Because my other, I honestly thought that maybe it would just be like a hoax and it would just be like rednecks or whatever, just fucking with them. Or
right.
just psychos in the woods or whatever. Even that would have been far more satisfying than just a close-up of straw.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the movie begins with a shot of like a camera laying on the ground in the dark and with like some grassy straw stuff in front of it. And and I was like, as the movie progressed, I was like, oh, they're gonna come back to that and that'll be the end.
Right.
Which they did at one point, but then you're like, oh no, that's the end, and then the camera becomes like the view, the POV is like being dragged, and you're like, oh cool, okay, so they take you back at the beginning, but then they show you something else,
right?
But they don't.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's like a lot of tension gets built up and then just nothing.
And this is going to be a spoiler, but there's something I really want to talk about. So from this point on, if you don't want, we've already spoiled that there's no Bigfoot. Yeah. But the other thing that I want to talk about is what is the deal? What was the deal with the naked lady? There's like this large naked lady in the woods at the end of the movie. Was she like Bigfoot bait?
I think so. I think that's what it was.
Like somebody was like the rednecks were hunting Bigfoot. You think?
I think. I don't. Yeah.
I thought maybe that the guys that tried to scare the main characters away were hunting Bigfoot, and they have this like drugged up naked lady.
Yeah, I don't know, or because when they're in the tent, just listening to sounds and just as Bigfoot or whatever, Big Feet are closing in on them.
Mm-hmm.
They also hear a woman crying.
Right. Yeah.
And so, I don't know if it's like just maybe it's Bigfoot bait and the fact that it is Bigfoot baiting other victims with,
weird.
This naked lady.
That or like, see, it's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. That or it was like the river people, because they mentioned the river people at the beginning of the movie. The guy's like, you don't want to go out there. There's dangerous things, river people. And I was like, is this supposed to be maybe one of the river people? And maybe there is no Bigfoot. Maybe like they have like something that they make Bigfoot tracks with, and like they just kill people. I don't know.
Yeah, just no satisfying answers whatsoever.
Yeah,
to anything that you would even begin to remotely care about in this movie.
Yeah,
because I certainly don't care about the characters,
right?
Because they're kind of not great people.
Well, I thought they were kind of likable. They were nice to each other, and they were funny.
He just seemed like just a douchebag, and she was okay up until there's just a certain point where she just, for almost no reason, stops being okay.
Right.
Like when they're in the woods. And, like, they first get into the woods and they're hiking. And right before they just set up camp, all of a sudden she just, like, on a dime, just turns into a massive bitch for no reason. And, I kind of get it. She's tired and she's cranky and she doesn't necessarily really want to be there.
Right. She doesn't believe in Bigfoot.
Right. She does not believe in Bigfoot. But it is such a dramatic turn. And it was just like, what is your deal now, all of a sudden?
Right.
And she kind of kept that way for a while, and then when they were leaving the forest, she would just waver back and forth between, hey, we got to get out of here, to I'm just going to be a massive asshole to you now.
Right.
And, yeah.
Yeah. I thought the characters were fine. They I'd be cranky if I was lost in the woods.
I would too. I get that. And I don't know. And he was better when they got into the woods than he had previously been.
Right.
I thought he was less douchey. And maybe it's because he wasn't wearing that stupid fucking armband.
Yeah, I didn't like the armbands. Never liked the armbands.
But I don't know. It's just, it was disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing.
Overall.
You know, and if this would have been by anyone that I'd never heard of,
Right.
like, it wouldn't have been disappointing
Right.
to me. It would have just been like, that was okay.
Right.
But since it's by somebody who makes these great, funny, original, like, very original movies,
Right.
and this was just kind of ho-hum,
Yeah.
you know? So, yeah. And I really don't even care that it wasn't funny, because I was kind of hoping that it would be a secret comedy,
Right.
expecting that. But I don't care. Like you said, stretch your wings, make different kinds of
Sure.
genre movies. But
Right.
but it was just kind of redundant and disappointing.
Yeah. And just no payoff, and like you said, like, what was the deal with the naked woman?
Yeah, we don't know.
And,
It was like, oh, look how weird that is.
right. Even some sort of definitive, hey, this is what happened to, Jim and Kelly.
Yeah.
Like definitively we see, them dead or whatever.
Right.
Just something.
Well, it really sounded like they were, at least Jim was killed.
He was probably definitely dead.
Yeah. She may have gotten away.
She may have gotten away, we don't know, because we hear her scream and then credits.
Yeah. Maybe she'll tell the Bigfoot story to someone.
Maybe. And, even during the scenes when they're running, and then, because they hear the Bigfoot noises getting closer to them, even just like, a bush rustling and like a dark shadow.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Like a big hairy toe.
Right.
Whatever.
I mean, they found footprints at one point, but,
That was like the most you... once I saw that, I was like, oh, here we go. Mm-hmm. We're going to get something.
Yep.
That was it, though. Just the footprints. Yep. Yeah.
Or just like, just a glimpse, a tooth, a claw, something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Nothing.
Nope, nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, that's the mystery of Bigfoot, though. No one can capture him on film.
Sure.
Except
for those two guys in 1967.
Well, sure, yeah.
Their names were Roger and Bob.
Yeah. We know this because of the many songs sang about them throughout the film.
Yep.
What do you think of that? It was alright. The ending credits song, though.
The punk rock version was fun.
That was very good.
The punk rock version where I didn't have to actually see anybody singing it was perfectly okay.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, just disappointing. Just disappointing.
Yeah.
I would still watch the next thing Bobcat does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, even if he said, I'm going to give the horror thing another try.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, maybe this is it.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah.
I didn't think to read up on, to see, like, was this received well, do you know?
Fairly well. It has like an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
And so, it was received pretty well. The one like standout quote that I remember seeing about it was that it's doesn't break any new ground, but it's a fine entertainment.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty agreeable. Yeah.
For the most part.
I wonder if Brassfield would have had any insight to, like maybe there's
Naked Woman.
Yeah, like maybe there's something because he talks about how Sasquatch and Yeti are known for knocking wood together as a communication thing and different things. Like, I wonder if maybe that, like, there is some part of the lore that, cause I'm more, I don't know. Like, when I was a kid, I was into, like, the Loch Ness Monster a lot.
Sure.
I thought that was cool. I never really followed up too much on Bigfoot.
I mean, I think cryptozoology is fascinating, but, at the same time, like, I'm relatively confident that none of them exist.
Except for the succubus.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
We've all seen those.
Yeah. We've all dated them.
Yeah, we have.
And they all seem to be named Amanda.
Oh, jeez. Spoiler. No. Oh, no, my Amanda was not a succubus. She was just someone I'm glad I'm not dating anymore. She's a fine lady. I hope she does very well for herself. I'm glad we parted ways. And I hope she's doing great.
It really sounds like you're overcompensating.
It's because she's such a succubus. No, she's fine. She's fine. She's alright. I'm glad we're not dating anymore.
Keep convincing yourself that. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know much about Bigfoot either, other than Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, see, no, it's a much better film than this one.
Is.
It really is.
Really is.
It really is. We should have totally watched Harry and the Hendersons instead.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Ah,
then we can have Brashville on that one.
That sounds so much more fun than what just happened.
And that one has John Lithgow in it. You really can't go wrong with John Lithgow.
No, you can't. You can't. He's good.
Or we can just start a whole new podcast about Harry and the Henderson and review the movie and every episode of the TV show.
I think you were going to say a podcast where we do
just all Bigfoot movies.
Or like coast to coast style, where we just talk about the different scary things that are.
I would love that.
That'd be awesome, right? We'd have to have Brashville.
I love Coast to Coast so much.
It was so good.
I haven't listened to it in a long time since I have to go to bed super early nowadays for the last 8 years or so of my life. But man, when I worked third and second shifts,
love that shit
all the time. Sometimes I would just drive around all night and just listen to Coast as long as I could receive it.
The closest thing to that now that I enjoy on a semi-regular basis is Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
With Giorgio Tsakoulis, or whatever his name is.
Right.
That show is pretty coast to coast like, but it also has the annoying thing of being on TV, so they keep repeating visuals, over and over and over. Like, when we come back from break, this, and then when they come back from break, they show it to you, but they don't quite show it to you yet. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good show too. I feel like coast to coast.
I wonder if there's anything out there like on satellite radio or any kind of podcast. And I know that there are podcasts devoted to like that type of stuff,
like the Mothman,
right? Yeah, but I wonder if there's like something that captures that like classic coast to coast kind of feel.
Like where you could tell they were really excited and kooky.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Art Bell just was the master of not ridiculing anyone who called,
right?
But at the same time, you could tell when he just truly did not believe anything that anyone was saying.
What was the other guy's name?
George Norrie.
George, George. George is my favorite.
Right. But and it's weird because Art Bell is like the guy who claims to have actually seen UFOs like hovering over his house and stuff, and so I mean he's claimed to have had experiences, but at the same time, he would always humor people sometimes,
right?
When you could clearly tell that he was not into anything that they were
right?
saying.
Yeah,
I think George Norrie didn't fully grasp that ability either. Like I think sometimes he was pretty much just always humoring people and never believed anyone, which is probably why it's become more of just a political show now.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I guess, with Art Bell, it started as a political show, so he just eventually started taking weirdos as callers.
Right. That's more fun, probably.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'd rather talk about the Loch Ness Monster than politics.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, any day.
Yeah. Or just listen to anybody who wants to talk about Loch Ness Monster.
Right.
And listen to anyone who wants to talk about politics.
Right.
Man, yeah, I miss Coast to Coast.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. I remember one time they just had like open lines, and a guy called, and it was a George night, and he was like, "So, what's happening out there?" And the guy was like, "Oh, man, George, it's not good. I'm out here. I'm in Kansas City, and I have been killing zombies all night."
Did he play along?
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's awesome.
He was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah, the dead have risen, and they're going after everyone, and they are trying to eat people. But I just got to tell you, and to all your listeners out there, if you see a zombie, make sure you always shoot them in the head."
That's good advice.
Yeah. Nothing that you could have learned from a movie.
No, right. That's awesome.
Willow Creek.
Willow Creek.
Yeah.
Not so awesome, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah. Bobcat, we still love you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
All right, let's take a break.
Yeah.
And let's come back. after
Cool.
that break.
Sounds like the natural order of things.
Yeah, or we could just end it like that fucking movie we just watched.
Right? Yeah, with no payoff. Well,
Oh,
that's what we've been doing for years.
it's true.
Falling snow, spun above the road, winding through the dark woods, where my pickup song. Falling snow, hissing through the air, painting my windows white till the trees disappear. Even though I started to feel cold, and I was far from town, I just sat there in the dark.
Hi, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Yeah. Well, that was a break, alright.
That was.
I peed.
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah. That's what happened. See, it's like behind the scenes.
Yep.
You know, it's like you're here.
This is found footage podcasting.
Maybe that's what we've been doing all this time. Someone will find this like, oh, they were trying. There's no editor. Oh, I get it. Yeah, how does that work on found footage movies? Like this one, is it like they had like everything that we saw was all they filmed? I guess.
No.
Like, they had paused.
I'm sure there's probably, done like a regular script or whatever. I'm sure there was probably multiple takes.
Oh, I mean, but in the like universe of the movie.
Oh, in the universe of the movie, it was, every cut was just a pausing of the
Okay.
camera or stopping the camera, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's partially why most found footage movies are annoying or
it's-
just don't work.
Right. Exactly. It's like it just takes you out of it.
Yep.
You know, because you're like, oh, wonder what they're gonna use as a vehicle to,
Right.
to have this camera on when
Yep.
something interesting happens. You know.
That is exactly a thing.
Yeah.
And at least I will say this for the most part. A lot of found footage movies tend to be done by first timers,
Yeah.
or at least starring some people that aren't exactly well known. Like you'll never see Brad Pitt doing a found footage movie
Right.
because it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Unless there's like a found footage movie about someone like stalking Brad Pitt.
Sure,
That would be cool.
that would be kind of cool. But I don't think I've ever seen either of these two actors in anything before.
No, I mean neither.
Yeah. Although she has kind of a Sigourney Weaver kind of thing going for her, but I don't think I've ever seen her. And then that kind of helps you a little bit more.
Because you don't recognize them.
Right.
Right.
And that is the one place where Blair Witch did not get me. Because the girl from that movie, I recognized from Steak and Shake commercials.
Right? I remember that Steak and Shake commercial. That's funny. Yeah, it's the same thing with me when I watch the Paris Hilton porno videos. Like, I've seen her on TMZ.
Oh, yeah. That is also the only good type of found footage movie.
Right, the celebrity porn.
Right, or just any porn.
Oh, yeah. I love it when I'm walking down the road and I just find a VHS tape. I'm like, what is this?
Right?
I take it home and it's like my neighbor's fucking.
Right.
That is nice.
Sure.
Yeah. It's always a treat.
And that's the thing. Where are all these people finding this footage?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Bigfoot sent it out as a warning.
Oh, that could be.
You know?
Yeah.
He's hip. What do you think Bigfoot would do if he, well, I mean, barring what we've learned from Harry and the Hendersons, if he, like, made it into the real city, do you think he would just be killed, or he would...
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
There's someone out there with a Confederate flag on their truck that is armed to the teeth that is just waiting to kill anything that is not like them.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. Man, poor
and
Bigfoot.
I freely say that because I'm pretty sure those people are not listening to the
Right.
show.
I'm sure no one is listening to the show.
Well, there's also that.
Other than, one of our friends.
Right. I'm pretty sure Brian John Mitchell, though he lives in the South, does not have a Confederate flag on his pickup truck.
No.
Or a pickup truck.
Right. He does have a Confederate flag, just no truck to put it on.
But it's on his Honda Accord.
It's on his Segway.
It's on his Dodge Dart.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, this movie. Yeah.
So we were supposed to get together last weekend, but there was inclement weather. But prior to that was Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Did you and your lady do anything for that day?
We did. I believe we had
Sex.
No, we had dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I gave her a Stormtrooper Valentine's Day card
Nice.
and a Liz Prince graphic novel. Liz Prince, she does like autobio, like humor, romance kind of stuff.
Okay.
And it's really good. It sounds better. It's better than I just made it sound.
All right.
She's basically, I don't want to put it this way. I started to say she's the female Jeffrey Brown, but that just belittles her uniqueness.
Right, yeah. Sure.
She's got her own thing,
right.
but like, she's the female Jeffrey Brown.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, we had dinner at, shoot, I don't even remember.
Waffle House.
No, it was more highfalutin. It was White Castle. Yeah. I don't remember. Did we go to Christopher's? I don't know.
I don't know. It's much better than Waffle House.
Oh, they, have specials and
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
No, I honestly can't remember. And yourself?
It was the first Valentine's Day for me and Bambi.
Oh.
And actually we did most of our Valentine's Day celebrating on Friday nights, the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yes. Actually, technically, it was the 14th at that time when we got together. Because you and I had a dry night on Friday.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Because Saturday was going to be Valentine's Day, and so we were going to do lady stuff. And, after you left, I went over to Bambi's.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we went to a bar and had a couple drinks there.
Nice.
So it was like 1 a.m. when we met at the bar next to Bambi's house. Had some drinks there, and then we went back to her house, and then we went to Meyer and walked around for like 2 hours.
Right. Because this is Dayton, Ohio.
Right. And because she works third shift now, so she has to stay up late, and and I don't get to see her that much, so I'm trying to spend as much time with her as possible as I can, and I was awake for the most part. So we were walking around Myers, and it was like 3:15, 3:30, something like that, and we realized that we were both hungry.
Right.
Because you and I had eaten at like 9.
Right.
And then, Bambi and I had drinks at like 1:30, nothing to eat. And so we decided to order a pizza. So we called Cousin Vinny's next to her house, which closed at 4. And I called them and ordered a pizza and said it was for pickup. And he was like, okay, that'll be ready. And just get here before 4. So we did, and we went back to her house and ate pizza at like 4:30 in the morning.
As you watch the sun come up.
No, we didn't stay up long enough for the sun to come up. And then he went to bed at like 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
But then Saturday I had to work, and after that I went to her house, and my plan was I was gonna, cook her like a nice dinner and then have like some wine or something like that. But she had not been feeling well that day, and I was at the point where I was like too hungry to cook.
Mm-hmm.
You just get to that point where you're like,
yeah.
I don't have the energy to cook, and anything I cook is not going to be quick enough.
You'll be confused. And,
right, yeah. And so, I texted her, and she was like, let's just do takeout. I was like, okay, what do you want? And so we figured out that we wanted burgers. And so I said, where do you want it from? And she's like, oh, Wendy's, Burger King, whatever. I was like, well, how about Five Guys? So I went to Five Guys, picked up some burgers and fries, went back to her house, and then we ate burgers.
I saw your tweet.
Yes.
Or whatever.
That's how I spent my Valentine's Day, with Five Guys inside me.
Right. It's the only way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we watched a movie called Snowpiercer with Chris Evans and Tilda Swinton, Ed Harris, John Hurt.
I like a lot of those people.
Yeah. All of those people are very good. And Spud from Trainspotting, he's also in it.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. It's an alright movie.
Mm-hmm. Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. It's about a post-apocalyptic world where everything has been frozen and the survivors all basically live on a non-stopping train.
Oh, wow.
That just travels around the world.
Wow.
And every car is like a class system.
Huh.
And the people who are in the rear are like the lowest of the lowest class. And they decide to have a revolution and fight their way to the front of the train.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a video game. It sounds like Bad Dudes, actually. I think they fought on a train.
I think I've played some video games where trains
right.
are happening. You got to get from one car to the next.
Yeah.
It is based on a French comic book.
Okay. Called Snowpiercer?
I think some translations call it Snowpiercer.
Mm.
Here. The train itself in the book is called Snowpiercer.
Okay.
It's an okay movie. It's alright.
Might check it out.
Yeah, you should. I think you'd enjoy it. I know your lady friend enjoys it.
She enjoys films. In fact, she's watching the Oscars right now. We're missing the Oscars.
No, we're not.
Yeah. You don't like to watch millionaires congratulate each other?
Not particularly. No. Yeah.
I actually kind of do enjoy it, but only elements of it. Like, some of it does make me feel dirty to watch. Like, the punk rock kid inside of me says, why are you watching this?
Right.
But then the artsy nerd inside of me says, this is why I'm watching this. So I get kind of torn.
I'm not torn. I find it boring and awful.
Yeah.
Like, there's not even like a punk rock kid in me that says, fight the man, It is more of just like, I have better things to be doing.
Yeah. I'd rather do this than watch the Oscars. Yeah. But if I wasn't doing this, I would be at my girlfriend's watching the Oscars with her. Just because her excitement is contagious. She picks every winner.
Right.
She's pretty good at it too.
Yeah.
And she makes good appetizers, and we snack on them, and yeah, it's fun.
I enjoy appetizers and snacking.
See?
And I think back when she and I used to do a podcast together,
right?
I recall us making some Oscar picks, even though I hadn't seen any of the movies.
Right.
I mean, that was fun to do with her, but I would still never watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
I would eat snacks, though.
Right. Yeah. Snacks are always good.
True. For me, it's just if I was not doing this, I would be catching up on some other TV show or playing a video game where you have to fight on a train.
I'm surprised Mark Miller hasn't wrote a comic where the Oscars is happening and someone blows up the building and everyone dies.
Right.
And then all these other people have to,
become Hollywood.
Become Hollywood. Yeah, like weird.
Like a shitty King Ralph.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden Chris Elliott is the new Benicio del Toro, He's the
You know what? I would always take Chris Elliott over Benicio del Toro.
I probably would too.
Any fucking day.
Yeah, right. He has good stuff. They're both good, but Chris Elliott is the champion.
There's something vastly wrong with that statement. That you said.
You're not a Benicio del Toro.
He is terrible.
I like him.
He is awful.
I like him.
I have not liked anything I've ever seen him in. Well, I mean, I've liked the movies that he's been in, but I do not like him in any of them.
Right. Aww.
Yeah, but then, I bought my girlfriend a bottle of whiskey for Valentine's Day. A $25 bottle of Jameson's.
Wow. Nice.
And then I drew her a picture of her dog. And I got her a card, and I also got her dog a couple of toys.
Oh, that's sweet. That's very sweet.
But then, that was pretty much it. We just watched a movie and then went to bed, and that was our Valentine's Day.
And that sounds lovely.
It was great.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, since there's no holidays, or hopefully snow next week, I guess we can do another podcast.
We could.
Yeah.
It's possible. I did have something else happen.
Oh?
Saw a cousin of mine that I have not seen in 30-some years.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
Yes, it is. And it was awkward and weird. And
Really?
I did not enjoy myself at all.
Oh. Was it at your parents' house or
Yes.
something? Okay.
Yes, came over for the weekend, I guess, and they invited me and my two brothers to come down for dinner on Sunday. Only one of my brothers showed up, and I was basically just sort of bored and sad and angry the entire night,
Oh.
and just did not want to be there.
Huh.
Yeah, but I believe that my cousin's husband is a spy of some sort,
Oh?
so that was weird.
Like he's infiltrated the U.S.?
No, I believe he works for the U.S.
Oh.
As a spy of some sort.
Oh, it's not nearly as exciting.
No, yeah.
I was hoping we got to turn him in. For cash
I don't think
reward.
so I'm sure he's, now that he's met me, he's probably listening to this right now. So, hey, Dane.
Hey, what's up, Dane?
And yeah.
Well,
And then I proceeded to spend the next 3 days hiding from everyone.
right? Because there was a lot of social interaction.
It was.
Yeah.
It really was. And I was just furious and sad for no reason that I could think of. And so I spent like Monday and Tuesday just not dealing with anyone.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's alright. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I feel okay now.
Well, it's good. It's good. It's funny you mentioned that. I was actually recently trying to get in contact with a cousin of mine who I haven't seen in close to 30 years.
Yeah.
She was always one of my favorite cousins, and she lives, I think she lives in Georgia or something now. I haven't seen her since I was a kid, and I wrote her a letter, and she wrote me back. And she gave me her phone number, so I'm going to try to call her and get reacquainted. Because she was always really cool when we were kids. She was old. She was older.
How older? How much older?
She's probably like 10 years older than me.
Okay.
She was just always really nice and didn't pick on us like most of our older cousins did. So I was like, yeah, thanks for that. And figured I'd try to get in contact with her again.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this cousin, she came to visit when I was 6. And it was the first time that I ever met her and the last time that I ever met her. And she was in her 20s at the time, I'm sure.
Wow.
Because she brought her newborn baby with her. And so, so then, whatever happened, she just didn't talk to anyone in the Seanmore family for 30 years until just recently.
It's weird how that happens.
Well, it was she had a falling out with her mother, I think, and pretty much just influenced her decision to just not associate with the family at all. And then her mom died a couple months ago, and I guess that just sort of got her and my dad to start talking. So.
Well, silver lining.
Yep. My dad and his sister did not get along all that great. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they found a common bonding element. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. There. So I'm looking forward to way more awkward interactions
Right.
with this complete stranger.
Well, yeah,
in
maybe
the future.
maybe it'll be cool. We hope.
Whatever. I just kind of, I don't know. Like, I like you, and I like Joe, and I like Kathleen, and I like my girlfriend. And if it meant losing you guys, like I wouldn't do this, but if I just did not have you people in my life, I would pretty much live completely alone and not interact with any human being ever.
Right.
As much as humanly possible. I would pretty much just like to be left alone for the rest of my life. And, just die in complete and total solitude.
Oh man, that sounds awful. I'm glad that that's not the case then.
Yeah, well, you guys are not awful. And so, you keep me wanting to at least try to be sociable occasionally. But if you were awful, then I would pretty much just, never see or speak to anyone.
Man, okay. I'll have to remember that. I can use that against you. I'm like Batman with my kryptonite glove. I know what you're thinking, Jor-El.
What?
That's Jor-El's. This is Superman's daddy.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Didn't he give the kryptonite to
Batman?
I don't know.
No, because he's dead. Because Krypton blew up.
What? When? No, the reason I said Jor-El instead of Kal-El, I was going to tell you this because Eric sold a piece of artwork this week.
Yes.
And the guy's name that bought it is Jor-El. I'm not even kidding.
I know that guy then.
Really?
Yes.
A Jor-El in New York?
Yes. Jor-El Riviere?
Yeah, that's him.
What? What?
I didn't know you knew this guy.
Yes.
Huh.
We're Facebook friends.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's...
we used to be part of like an arts thing online a long time ago.
Wow.
And we don't really talk. We're not really friends or anything like that. But I know him. I know he does stuff. And he apparently... Wow. Huh.
Well, that's cool. He's not the only person that bid on it, obviously.
No, yeah, but
So.
I mean, that's weird. It's like a slight step above, like if you just bought it from me.
No, it's much cooler than that.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, huh. All right. Well, thanks, Jarrell.
Yeah, does he listen to the show?
I don't know.
Yeah. You didn't know that he bid on your artwork, so
did
who
not.
knows? He might be in the room right now.
Right? Because I mean, you were holding the auction for me, and so me as me, I can't see who bid on it.
Right,
It just shows
right.
me like a letter,
Yeah.
and then how much they bid or whatever. So yeah, I had no idea who was bidding on it or what, but huh.
At one time, he was not the highest bidder.
Right.
Somebody else was.
No, the last day it went up a couple bucks.
Yeah.
And, hey, great. I'm glad. I'm glad it sold, and $41 is what it sold for. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was maybe hoping for more, but whatever.
Right.
I can't be too picky when I don't really have fans who don't know me or anything like that. So.
Yet.
Yeah. Because I am also now trying to sell some of my own artwork under my own eBay accounts, and so far unsuccessful.
Where can people find that if they so?
On eBay?
Yeah, but I mean, they just search for Eric Schonborn on eBay.
I guess.
Okay.
Or right now I'm selling an Inhumans drawing that I did about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to my website, there are links from pretty much every blog entry for the past week.
What's your eBay seller ID?
I believe it's just E. Schonborn.
Okay.
It's
So-
pretty much me across the internet.
Because you can search sellers that way.
Yeah.
So,
E. Schonborn. That is me on the internet anywhere.
spend
usually.
some money on artwork. Who doesn't like artwork? Are you saying you don't like artwork?
That's what you're saying.
I can't
I don't
believe
like
you,
that.
listener.
Well, again, yeah, wow, I'm surprised. Thanks, Darrell. Like I said, I don't know if he listens, but awesome, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not upset. You know, I'm glad that somebody bought it.
There's something special about when a complete stranger buys your artwork.
Exactly.
But it's not like you don't appreciate when someone you know buys it.
That is pretty much
it's a different kind of...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think even Bambi said that she almost bid on it. And I was like, don't do that. Yeah.
Right.
And, like, at the same time, I was like, you know, did Jura really want to buy it, or was he just trying to pump up the pricing of it and then just get stuck with it?
Yeah, he's like, oh, shit. They're not biting.
Oh, well.
Well, I guess it's that time of the show where you tell me what I'm going to read.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Well, it's a book that I have not yet read either.
Okay.
So I'll have to give it to you later in the week.
That sounds fair.
Unless you veto this, and then I'm fucked.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I guess not really, since I haven't read anything. It just means I have to think of something.
Yeah.
But for right now, the book that I'm going to pick is called The Secret History of D.B. Cooper.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. I've actually wanted to read that.
Okay.
It's like an Oni book, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sweet. That
Awesome.
sounds good.
Excellent.
Yeah. Cool. Looking forward to it.
Cool. Alrighty then. Well, then we'll do that for next week.
Yeah, and meantime, bid on Eric's artwork and, masturbate to Bigfoot footage.
That's what I'm going to go do.
Right. All right, let's do it. Definitely should have had Brassfield on here.
Yeah. To masturbate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to think about him masturbating.
No.
Oh God, I'm doing it. Oh, it's like the Ghostbusters. I was like trying not to think of anything, and it just popped in there.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
It's kind of what it looked like.
Alright, goodbye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.